You want to see how I created this look, this everyday kind of a glowy, pretty, fresh, chic, pulled together classic look? Then you're going to want to watch this video. In today's video, I'm going to do a tutorial sharing how I did this following the Nikki LaRose tutorial that she did on Lisa J. I'm going to be using her new brushes as well. These were gifted to me from BK Beauty. This is not sponsored, but I'm going to be using these new brushes and I'm going to show you how I created this look. Before we get into it, again, I'm just going to show you. This is beautiful Nikki LaRose, and these are the brushes. These brushes are so freaking fabulous. I love them. I was so excited to get these, and I am honored that I was gifted these in PR. I truly am. I might have said this in the other part of the video, but I purchased the first set of BK Beauty brushes myself, and they've graciously over the years have gifted me brushes, and I greatly appreciate it. The brushes are just really, really well made. And what I love about this set and what makes this one so special is there's so many brushes in here that are multi-purpose. So if you are somebody that you're like, you get confused, you're like, I don't know what brush to use with this, and I don't want to get like, how many brushes do I need? The wonderful thing about this curated set, in my opinion, is that it's easy. It's easy. There's so many brushes in here that are multi-purpose. And I love that. I love how she designed these to be multi-purpose. I am applying my makeup totally different today, the way that I normally never do, and I love how it came out. I would love to have Nikki do my makeup. That would be a dream come true, but it's not going to happen right now. It's not going to happen, but you're going to see me apply my makeup similar to how she did it on Lisa J. This very much inspired. It's not exactly how she did it, but is very, very similar. I followed it as much as I can. And I would invite you to watch the video that's on Lisa's channel, where Nikki is applying her makeup. It's just really, really good. She shares so many really good tips. You're going to learn a lot, and you're going to see how she uses these brushes as well. So without further ado, let's get into the video. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I am going to be using the new BK Beauty brushes that are in collaboration with Nikki LaRose. So when you get these brushes, by the way, they're going to come inside like this. They were packed extremely well. Okay. And I was going to wait to do this on camera, like as a sort of like a first impression kind of a thing, but I could not wait to use these brushes. These brushes are incredible. They are super, super soft. This is one of the brushes that's a multi-use. So one side is for, you can use it for liquids and creams, and the other side is for powder. And I love that. I love the thought that went into this collection. So this is what they all look like. So you're going to see me using most of these in the video today, but you will also see me using these again in future videos. Made really, really well. And if you are somebody that you are new to makeup, or maybe you already have brushes, but you're like, you want some brushes that are just going to be like easy to grab and do a look and go out the door, this is going to be the set for you. Because again, so many of these are like, you can use these to do so many different things. And then I've always kind of shared that about some of my other brushes too, that there are some brushes that I multi-use. But I like that these were actually made for that. So it just takes all the guesswork out of it. So, and I love that. I thought it would be fun to do a video look similar to the one that Nikki did on Lisa J. She looked stunning. Okay, so when I was playing around with it yesterday, I had the video on in my bathroom and I was doing my makeup along with it. And I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. If I remember, I'll kind of insert a photo in here too so you can see the look I created, because who knows if it's going to look exactly the same, but it's inspired by it. It's not going to look exactly. So I'm going to be doing makeup the complete opposite way of what I normally do. And when I did this, I was like, wow, this looks really, really good. I don't know if I would do this all the time. I probably would have to practice doing it like this just to kind of get in the habit. You know how we have our own habits of doing things. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing I'm going to do, which is, again, this is something I never do, is I'm going to do my brows first. Now, she used a product, I think it was from, I can't remember if it was Mario's or not. In saying that, I did order it, but I can't remember if it was Mario or was it Patrick Ta. One of the two that she said was just amazing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm up for trying something different. I can't get the little hair thing down. I just feel like it never looks like little hairs. You'll see because I'm going to zoom you guys in, okay? But I'm going to go in and use this one. This is the only one that I have that's kind of like what she was using as far as I can see. This is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is called her Brow Cheat. And this is in the color Soft Brown, and I will leave everything linked below. This is what it looks like. It's really tiny, but I don't know if it's tiny enough. That's what it looks like. So the shape might not be exactly the same. I'll crank it up a little bit more. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. And I already see hairs that I'm going to probably have to tweeze. So no judgment on that. So what she did is she just went in here and she just started doing hairs. And see what I'm saying? Like when I do it, it doesn't look very, I don't know if I'm not holding this right, but I feel like it just looks like I'm filling it in, but it doesn't really look like hairs. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see that right now. But I just thought it was so interesting that she went in with the brows first. And I have seen other makeup artists go in with the brows first, but I'm always like, how do you do a foundation and not mess it up? But it actually worked out when I did it. I was like really surprised when I did it yesterday. So, and one thing about makeup too, is that we're all, including me, okay, we're all doing this, whether you're a makeup artist or not, is even makeup artists do things differently. I see some makeup artists say, oh, you should never use this or do that. And then I see another makeup artist that's doing it. So it's just what, I don't know. It's just, I don't know if it's what you're trained to do, if it's how you were taught in school, or just what you feel looks best on your clients, kind of a thing. I'm not sure. But I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times I see a makeup artist do something, and then I will see a makeup artist, not a content creator, an actual makeup artist that will go in and say, you know, well, you're not supposed to do it this way. You're supposed to do it that way. So this is what I'm going to say is if you're following a makeup artist, follow somebody that you resonate with, that you feel like whatever advice they're giving you works for you. That's what I'm going to say. Because there really isn't a wrong or a right way, but I know that we all say that. We say, don't do this and don't do that. And honestly, sometimes it's just clickbait, you know, so somebody watches your video. Let's be honest, we're all trying to be seen, and that's the truth. So this is my brow so far. Like I said, I don't really see little hairs. You don't see little hairs on me, but I'm going to try that pencil that she recommended because maybe this one isn't the right one. But I have tried some other ones. I feel like I've tried one from Benefit before too, and I feel like I don't know, I couldn't get the little hairs. So the next step that I believe I remember is she went in with a fiber. I used to use that from Benefit. I did really like that. Maybe I should order it again. It's been a while since I used it, but today instead of that, I have these two. They don't have fibers. Both of them are tinted, and I'm going to go in with actually the Charlotte Tilbury today. This one is from Grande Brow. This one has the growth serum for your brows. And then I have this one. I'm just going to go in with this one today. There's that little spoolie on here. That's one thing I wish the Grande Brow had. You do have to be careful when you're applying it. I've shared that before. And she mentioned doing this, and I have done this. You know, I do this, where you back comb it kind of a little bit, and then you go ahead and start to brush it. And what that does is it just grips on your hairs a little bit better. So it makes them look a little bit fuller. One more thing that she does too is she also uses a gel. I'm going to use this one. This one's a pretty new one for me. And you're going to see this, but I think I'm going to be talking about it in another video, like as a first impression. So, but I'm going to put this video out first. So, anyways, this is from Rare Beauty, and this is called the Flexible Lifting Gel. And it's kind of a thicker gel too than some of my other ones, so it definitely holds for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and just start really lightly. You don't want to go too hard on this because we want to keep that, we want to keep it our other products on. Just going to go on like that. And doing the same thing. The next step that she did, and actually I have the concealer she uses, she used the Tower 28, and then she goes in with this brush. This is the N12 brush. So she goes in with that, and she kind of cleans up underneath the brows. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my concealer on the back of my hand. She uses a palette. I don't have one of those. So I'm just using this. And then she takes her brush and she kind of works it in there a little bit. I'm going to kind of tap it off a little bit if you can see what I'm doing. Okay. And now we're going to just start working it like she did. And there we go. If you are in a hurry, it might not, you may not have time to do it, or you may have time. And then she just kind of brings it down like this. So this isn't going to be our under eye or my eyeshadow primer. She actually uses something else for that, as I am going to as well. So again, just going to go here and see how it kind of carves. That's what it does. It just kind of carves out your brows. One thing that she mentioned too is that you don't want to put it all over your eyelid because it's going to be too hydrating, especially for oily eyelids, and I agree with that. That's why I like to use an eyeshadow primer. The one that I'm going to use today is the one from MAC, and this is Painterly. It's actually not even eyeshadow primer, it's an eyeshadow. This is, it just says Pro Longwear Paint Pot is what it says. And that's what she's going to be using too. She's using a liquid eyeshadow that looks very similar. It's kind of like this, kind of like a fleshy tone, if you will, kind of a color. Now she used this brush instead. She used the number N16. This is what I'm going to use to blend out and to apply it. Since mine is in here, I'm just going to use a little scooper, and I'm just going to take just a little bit out, scrape a little bit. And I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand like that. And then I can go in there from there and do it. That way I'm not going to take too much product out of there and then get too much on my brush. So I'm going to just go ahead and start applying this. And I'm going to tell you, this is really, really nice. This brush is so soft, and I just love how it blends this out. This is just such a great, great tip. That's why if I haven't mentioned it in the beginning, or even if I did, I'm going to say it again. Make sure you go watch that video because there's so many good tips in there. Now I'm going to go in with the N13 brush. This is a nice fluffy brush, and I do not have the palette she has, but I have one that's similar. I'm going to go in with my Mario palette, and this is the All Mattes. So I'm going to do the same thing. The one thing she mentioned too is she likes to kind of trick the eye and bring the shadow out a little bit further. That's one of the reasons too why she likes to do the eyes first, because that way you can clean up, which I totally understand, especially after I did this. So I'm actually going to go in with something actually a little bit lighter first. I'm going to go in with this shadow right here. I don't remember exactly what she used, but you're going to appreciate this. She was tapping her brush off too. So for all of you guys that came after me, it is what it is. The thing about it is I don't like to have powder all over on my face, and I know if I was a working makeup artist, I definitely would want that. So I'm just going in with my, and I do it really gently. I know it sounds on camera like it's so loud. It's not. I mean, I'm not like going like this. I'm really close to my microphone, so it probably just picks it up and sounds like it's louder than it actually is. So I'm just going really lightly here, and I'm going to bring this out, but we'll clean it up. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. I don't remember exactly the colors I used when I did this either, by the way, when I did this yesterday, because this is the day after that I'm doing this. Take this shadow right here. I'm just going to slowly just keep building up in my crease, working it out, and also bring it into my corner as well. But I'm not going to put it on my lid. This color right there. That one. And I just want to concentrate that on the outer. This picks up the product really, really nicely as well. Next thing she does is she takes another palette, which I'm going to do, and I'm actually going to do the same color that she used. She went in with the Natasha Denona palette, which you're going to see me review. I got this at the Sephora sale. And I'm going to go in and use this color right down here. That's the same color that she used. Now she used a different brush. I'm going to show you the brush that I'm going to use. Number N12 brush. So she used something similar to this. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use my MAC Fix Plus, and I'm going to spray it. And what this will do, it'll just kick up that eyeshadow and make it a little bit more metallic-y looking. So I'm just going to go ahead and dip into that shadow. And by the way, don't freak out if you hear that. It's meant to do that because you can actually take these out and put in another palette. They're just on a magnet. Now, one thing she did, but I'm going to say it didn't work really well for me with my eyes, is she said to look, let me see if I can do it here. I did it in my bathroom. It didn't work. Let me see. She said to look straight ahead. Let me see. Actually, it's working better today than it did the other day. When I did this yesterday, I'm like, maybe I wasn't at the right angle. Because she said to have your eye open and apply the color. And I thought, wow, that's really different. I've never done that before. Actually, that worked pretty good. So like I said, I did this yesterday and I was like, I couldn't see what I was doing. So I might not have been at the right angle. So I'm going to try to do what she did. Now I am going to use my Barbarella Brown from Charlotte Tilbury. You guys know this is my favorite. So I think I remember, I don't know if she did it all the way across. She did it really, she tried to get it in the lash line. I'm doing it right above it. Just like right above. And this isn't going to be exactly the way she did it, okay? But it's going to be very, inspired. As I said in the beginning, it's just inspired. And I'm going to go ahead. Now, she said to open your eye. That's what I did. Kind of clean that up. I'm going to go back in with my N12 brush. And we're going to smudge this out a little bit. So I'm going to go back in my Mario palette and I'm going to use these two colors. This one right here and this one right there. Mascara is on, as you can see. Now we're going to start getting into the face makeup. So what she did is she used the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. It's the glowy. I don't have it. I had to finally toss my bottle because it was getting kind of old. But we're going to use this. This is from RMS. And this is called the Master Radiance Base. So I am going to use that. And I am just going to use my little scooper here. And I'm going to apply some. And then I'm going to blend this out. And I just kind of put it on areas on my face, and then we're going to blend it out. So to blend it out, I'm going to use this brush here. This is that double-sided brush. And this is the N17 brush. So I'm going to use this side and I'm just going to start blending it out. You can use your fingers too with this product, but I'm going to use the brush. This product is so beautiful. I actually like it better than the Charlotte Tilbury, to be honest with you. I feel like I have more of a glow with this. And hopefully I didn't add too much. You have to be careful with this. And this would not be a product I would use in the summer months here because it's pretty, yeah, I might have used too much today. I did not use this much yesterday, so I'm going to wipe some off my towel. Once that's blended out, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to use my foundation. Today I'm going to use my Valentino, and this is in the shade LN1. Now, one thing she was saying too is that she starts like right here. with it. That's how I'm going to do it. And she takes it and she blends it out this way. Look at that's on my face. That's self-spacing, isn't it? It just looks so ethereal looking. It's really amazing. Now, another thing she says she does too is she takes her brush, actually she blends it and then she kind of taps it into. And I'm going to do that too as well. That's where you could take like the edges there too and just kind of make sure like around your nose you have it blended really good. Now I'm going to use a little bit of bronzer, which that's the stuff I haven't been doing lately, and I didn't do it the other day, but I'm going to do it today because I want to use the brush. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and use this brush. This brush is the number N15, so I'm going to use that. I believe that's how I saw her do it. I'm going to put some right here. And by the way, this bronzer is from Merit, and this is in the color Quince. It's a nice bronzer. It's very subtle. She kind of worked it on down here too. So I will as well. By the way, she underpainted too. So she did this and then she put the foundation on. So I'm doing it the opposite of what she did. I could have done it the other way. I could have skipped this step, but I did do it this way. But this is so light that if I would have put a foundation on, I don't think you would have really saw it anyways. Another thing that she did is she contoured her nose. I'm not going to do that. I don't really contour. I have done it a couple of times and I've shared it with you with powder and stuff like that, but I'm just not a fan of it personally myself. So I'm not doing that stuff. Next, I'm going to go in with my Natasha Denona concealer, and I'm going to apply this just a little bit. I'm going to apply a little bit right here, and I'm going to apply a little bit right there. Now, this isn't where she applied it on Lisa, but this is just what works for me. Okay. And hopefully I didn't put too much on. I'm going to go ahead and use her concealer brush, the number N16. So I'm going to go ahead and just really carefully. I like to keep it in my tear tract area and blend it out really good. And then I will start, I'm going to wipe some of this off, and then I will go ahead and blend the rest of it under my eye. But I like to get as much of it in that area mostly because that's where I really need it. This works very, very nicely. One thing about concealers, you always want to make sure you're blending it really, really well, because if you don't, and you set it, you just set it with your creases. Now I'm going to go in with the N14, and I'm going to set my under eyes. Now I'm going to use something I normally don't use, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to go ahead and use my Givenchy Prisme Libre. I'm going to get a little bit on the brush, and one thing that she was doing is she got it on her brush, and then she took it in her hand like that, to kind of blend it in a little bit more and disperse it in the brush a little bit better. And then you go right under here and you set it. And then she just took this brush and she just kind of went in. I'm going to get a little bit more because I'm an oily girl. And she went ahead and did some of this in the areas. It was very nice. Especially with a look like this where it's really, really glowy. I'm going to go in and apply my blush. I'm going to go ahead and use the RMS Maiden's Blush, and I'm going to use this brush, and this is the number N15 brush. So I'm going to go ahead and dip it in there and start applying it. That is lovely. That is lovely. That is a lovely, lovely brush. I love these blushes because they're very, very soft, and I like that. Next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same brush. This is, again, the number N12 brush. It's a multitasker. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use, I think I'm going to mix these two colors. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I kind of connect that too with my my little wing there. This is an interesting step, and I believe this is how she did it. This is the way I'm going to do it, okay? But she took a pencil like this. This one's from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm sorry, it looks kind of gross. It just says the eye cheat for bigger, brighter eyes. I'm going to take this, but I'm not going to put it all in my eye. She said she just does it like right in the center, just really lightly. Just like that, and that's all I'm going to do. Just doing that's supposed to like brighten your eye more, not do the whole thing, but just do that. I actually really like it because I'm never really been a big fan of this one in particular. I like the one that's a little bit more shimmery, but I like that. I like that idea. I'm going to do the inner corner of my eye really quickly. I've been doing this for a while now, but it's interesting because I thought in the I think Lisa said, now she's doing a little bit different. I can't quite see, honestly, what she was doing. So I'm just going to do it the way I do. And I'm going to go ahead and use that same color right there. Although this one's not enough for me. Usually I use my, and I don't have it in here, but I usually use my, and I'm using that same smudge. I've used this so much in this video. But I usually use my Dior Backstage one because I feel like I get a little bit more of a impact. I feel like this one isn't enough. Next step that I'm going to do, now she did something, and I'm not going to do it because it's just not going to work for my lips. I tried doing it, it just doesn't work. She did something where she created kind of like a shadow on the lips there, but I don't have even lips to do that. I actually have to create a lip, so I don't do that. I'm going to have a little bit of contrast with the lipstick that I'm going to wear, but it's okay. This is my favorite lip combo right now. This is called, I believe it's Sexy Sienna. Yeah, Sexy Sienna. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. Is that pretty or what? I really like it with this lip liner. I like the contrast between the two. And I will even go back in. Oh my gosh, is that I just love this lip combo on me. I'll even go back and I'll just fill it in a little bit more, just like that. And then I take a little bit of gloss. I'm going to go ahead and take this. This is the Turkish Delight from NARS. I'll just use a little bit right there. I don't like to add too much because I don't want it to bleed or anything like that. And that is it. That's my final look. Isn't it pretty? I'm looking if I should add a little bit more mascara or not. No, actually, it's okay. So I don't feel like I have too much makeup on or anything. I feel like I did my wing liner a little bit better yesterday, but it's not bad. This brush set is fabulous. So again, if you are somebody that's new to makeup and you're like overwhelmed, you don't want to have a ton of brushes, this set is for you. If you already have brushes, but you just want some brushes that maybe you could take with you on a trip that are going to be multi-purpose, you don't have to bring a ton of brushes, this brush set is for you. I really genuinely love these brushes so much. I know I'm going to be reaching for these a lot, and I have a lot of brushes. So thank you so much, BK Beauty, for gifting me these. I really appreciate it. And congratulations to Nikki LaRose. If you're not following her, please make sure that you do. Even though, I'm a mature lady, I can learn from other people as well. And she shares so many really, really good tips. And I just really, really love her. There's something about her that reminds me of Mel Thompson. And I adored Mel Thompson. There's just something about her. I don't know if it's her passion for makeup, because if I know you know Mel Thompson, you remember her. Um, she had a she just had such a passion for makeup, like unlike anybody I've ever really watched. And she just Nikki has that. She has that. I don't know. She just has it about her. So I really, really adore her. So I'm just. I had no idea who Nikki LaRose was. I didn't before this collab. So I'm so glad that they did this collab together because now I found somebody else that I feel like is really, really amazing. She seems positive and I just really, really adore her. So anyways, go check these out. I will leave a link below for you to check them out. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope that you learned something here too as well. I know I did. I didn't do it exactly the way she did it. She did it like such an amazing job on um, Lisa. That would be a dream to have her do my makeup. A dream come true, I will tell you. But she did an amazing job. I hope that I hope that I did these justice because they really, really are really good. So I really appreciate every single one of you. And if you were new here, I would love to have you join. It's simple. Just smash that subscribe button below. It is free. I share new videos every single week. Please do me a huge favor. Please make sure that you like, share, and comment on my videos because it helps to push them out to the algorithm, and I would greatly appreciate it. For those of you that are new subscribers and all my OGs, thank you so much for the bottom of my heart for all your continued support. It truly means the world to me, and I will catch you guys all in my next video. Bye.